Howdy y'all, I'm DBZ All-Star, as known on YouTube, or Steve if you prefer, and welcome to the first installment of Earth X in 5-ish minutes for the Omnibuds Cafe. So, if you've watched my preview video on my own channel, or you haven't, what I'm going to do is, to the best of my ability, go through each part of the Earth X trilogy in 5 minutes or less to hopefully entice you to check out what I feel is an underrated version from Marvel of DC's Kingdom Come. You can read both as their own and enjoy it, but I feel Kingdom Come gets a lot of praise, whereas Earth X still needs to be talked about more. So we're gonna start off with the first omnibus, which collects Earth X and parts of Universe X. So, beginning our journey into Earth X. What is it about? Where does it take place? It takes place in a possible future, and I'll show off artwork as we go into later parts of this video, because I want you to picture in your head. We start off in the Marvel Universe in a possible future where, to paraphrase Syndrome, when everyone is super, no one is. The Terrigen Mists have been let loose upon the Earth, and because of that, your average everyday human has been transformed in some way, shape, or form. The people don't make the choices. The Mists kind of use the genetic coding to select what these people turn into. Just as a slight spoiler, at some point in Earth X, you do meet J. Jonah Jameson again, and he's turned into a donkey because he's a bit of a jackass. The main source of conflict is not that, however, as years have passed since this event has taken place. You have the Inhumans seeking to eventually return to Earth to reveal how this happened, yes, but the main source of conflict comes from a being known as the Skull. And Captain America, who is old, weary, and battle-worn, continues to lose colleague and friend after friend in this battle against the Skull, who seems to be able to influence and or control those who get too close to him. Cap seeks to not only find a way to return his friends to their former states, but to take down the Skull, who may or may not have connections to his longtime nemesis, the Red Skull. You'll have to read to find out. All throughout this, you get to encounter other heroes from the Marvel Universe. You see a Banner and a Hulk who have come to terms with one another and are separate beings who just still somehow cannot live without each other. You see a battle-worn Peter Parker who still has the power but isn't seeking that same level of responsibility. I love the moments with Peter Parker because more often than not, you also encounter May Parker, his daughter, who in one universe is Spider-Girl. In this, she takes on the role of Venom, and you get to delve into that a little bit. You encounter the Silver Surfer. Earth X is where the real idea of Shalabal becoming the Silver Surfer originates. So for those of you who may or may not have hated on Fantastic Four First Steps using Shalabal over Norrin Radd, it's been done before in Earth X, and it works rather well. As you get toward the end, and of course the battle between Cap and the Skull must come to a climax, you find out that there's something worse on the horizon. You see the return of Galactus in a very surprising form. You see Reed Richards dealing with the loss of his family and teammates. You see a vengeful and remorseful Namor. You even see what Doctor Doom is up to. I could go into further detail. If I do, it's going to be on my own channel, because I could go on for what seems like eons, as I did with Torsen, another video on his Literature and Pictures channel. I love this series. I think Alex Ross has a style all his own, and he does each of the covers Jim Krueger is the main driving force with the dialogue and writing, but you've got artwork throughout the trilogy by Doug Braithwaite, by John Paul Leon, may he rest in peace. And every bit of it, in my mind, is stellar. So, with that being said, as we come to the close-ish of this first part, by the way, the first maxi series is 0, 1 through 12, X, and a 1/2 issue that was originally distributed through Wizard Comics magazine. I'm going to show off a little bit of the artwork for you. Alright, so here we are, the Earth X trilogy. This is the Alpha Omnibus. And I'm not going to show off too much because I don't want to spoil it for you. But look at this stunning artwork here. Look at the return of the Inhumans. Look at what Wolverine has become. How did he end up like that? Well, read the book. There's Thor. There's Hulk. And you see, even amongst the horrors that have been thrust upon this world, there still is beauty in some way, shape, or form. Cap, even from time to time, takes a moment to reflect on all he's been through. These Omnis, both the Earth X Omnibus Alpha and Omega, are currently out of print if you'd like to see them reprinted. Oh yeah, and you have some prose pages as well. So Grant Morrison was not the first person to do it, of course. Alex Ross and Jim Krueger weren't, but it adds to the story. If you want these reprinted, definitely ask through the Marvel reprint poll that Omar of Near Mint Condition and Tiger Eyes want to release every year. So I know this video is closing in on 8 minutes, but that's okay because I believe I got the summary done in under 5, and I just wanted to show off a little bit of artwork from the series proper. So I'll cut it here, and we'll move on to Universe X in the next video. In the meantime, please stay healthy, stay safe, and be well. Like, subscribe, all the things. The Omnibuds Cafe on YouTube and Instagram, and my channel, please, DBZ All-Star.
Hey Omnibuds, be sure to check out the Omnibuds Cafe merchandise store where you can buy mugs, t-shirts, stickers. We're using earnings to buy equipment for YouTube and to fund more giveaways. Who doesn't like giveaways? So click the link in the description and start shopping.